everyone, what's going on? Joey here, and I wanted to take a few minutes to give you guys an update from the home front with our family in Ukraine and all the support you guys have been giving us. I'm really big on transparency, and so once things finally got delivered, once things got really moving, I wanted to go ahead and sit down and make a video to talk to you guys about it, because over the past few months, since the end of February, we've raised somewhere in the realms of, I think we're over $22,000. We've purchased and got donations of worth at least another $15,000 of military equipment, gear, bulletproof vest, helmets, you name it. And I just wanted to sit down and talk about how it's being used, what's going on, and the current situation in Julia's town. Now, I know a lot of this stuff is probably things that you may be watching on the news, but for someone like me, every single day my life has been kind of thrown into everything war. You wake up in the morning, you've got like 200 messages on your phone. I have taken this opportunity to educate everyone on the war because Western media really truly doesn't kind of give all of the information. They kind of just give you the headlines, but never like the interweb stories. And so if you do follow me on TikTok at Julia-Contino, I bring you at least 8 to 10 verified sourced information or pieces about the war that you probably won't see on Western media. So if you notice my posting schedule for YouTube videos and my other content, that the Ukraine stuff kind of like really became the front end of everything. So when I wake up, I spend hours verifying things. We have sources of journalists and other sources that we're getting verified information from. So if you ever want to see what's going on, go on my TikTok account at Julia-Contino2, and I give you all the verified information pretty much from 12 o'clock noon until about 9 o'clock at night. Remember, there is a 6-hour time difference. So by the time 6 p.m. hits over here, we're just kind of verifying all the late stuff. Now let's get into the donations. So we've been doing many different kinds of donations. Some is that we're actually telling people to donate to a company that's called Razum, which is actually a Ukrainian word for together. And that organization is what we did the walkathon in Wildwood for, which did $15,000, and a couple of other fundraisers we did. That organization is a great organization that they're kind of like I always say they're the only one in America that are putting together medical kits and shipping them right to the Ukrainian troops. And after we did the walkathon, they actually reached out to us saying, hey, would you guys be interested in volunteering? And so if you follow me on TikTok, you would know that a few times a week, Julia and I are going to the Meast warehouse, which is a shipping company that ships to Ukraine, and we've been using them for 8 years, to go there and build medical kits. And we're talking about like a 3-piece bag, and you're putting in like 7 different things. And we got a couple of videos that we put online, but I'm gonna go ahead and just play a couple of them. They're in horizontal mode, so I apologize. It doesn't take up the whole screen, but just take a look at some of those videos. And here's the assembly line. You got a bag, you put scissors in there, 2 different kinds of gauze. Get bandages. This is for burns. More bandages, a lot of bandages. Gauze, blankets, marker, and then gloves, and then they go in boxes.
Що сьогодні відбувається на складі. У нас дуже багато волонтерів, було записано близько 40 людей на 2 зміни. Ми всім дуже вдячні.
The bandages. We're getting new bags down the line. There's these ones. We knocked out this pallet here, and there's another pallet down there we knocked out. And Julia is now knocked out of energy. Because Julia and I are filled with energy, when we go there, we take care of a couple hundred of them. We just went this past week. There was 4 of us. We did 850 of them. Yeah, every like 28 seconds, we had another bag off the line. That's how quickly we're going. The Saturday beforehand, we did 2,700. Long story short, if you are in the New Jersey, New York City, or even kind of Philadelphia area and you want to help out, send me a message. I'll be glad to set you guys up with coming in and doing these bags. We have a lot of fun. We got some Ukrainian music going on, and we're all chatty, having a good time. So that's where some of my spare time had gone, do the TikToks, the reporting, and the volunteer work. Now let's break down the donations. So those donations, Julie and I had grabbed another 30 bags, medical tactical bags, plus all the donated equipment we got from a couple different retired Marines and things like that, and we shipped them over. It took about a week and a half. It cost us about $600 to ship all that stuff. It was very heavy. It was 3 different boxes. And they got the package in Lviv this past Tuesday. They had a driver pick it up and bring it all the way up to Lubishiv. And the cool thing is, 2 days ago, we started getting photos of the soldiers taking selfies wearing the equipment that we sent over. The medical bag on the hip, the shirts, the pants, the boots. So here's a couple photos of that. Now on to a really, really cool part. One thing that you have to understand is, if you look at the map of Ukraine, imagine it's kind of like this. Imagine that Kiev is right here in the middle. On the upper western side, now the camera's flipped, so it's going to be over here. The western part, that's where Julia's family is from. And that's the town that we're getting everything for. Every town has to send troops to the war, and unfortunately this past week, 45 of them were called to war, most of which are friends that Julia went to school with. But you have to get them all the way over to this part over here, the Eastern Front, where right now Russia is really hammering away at Kherson, Kharkiv, Mariupol, those kind of towns. The one way we do that is by getting them military rides, but it's better if they had their own vehicle. So some of the money that we raised, we purchased what we're calling our Contino tank, essentially. It was a car, it was a Mercedes, that was purchased in the far side of Poland. We had 2 drivers that drove it 2 days from the other side of Poland to Lubishiv. We had a company, because this car came in like a cream color, we had a company that painted it green. And now they're loading it with all of the equipment that we purchased for them, helmets, boots, you name it, all the medical bags, they're putting in the back, 4 soldiers are getting in, and they're driving that thing to the front line. I have a couple of photos of what the truck looks like. I had a video, I can't find it, but here's some of the photos before and after, and a couple other photos.
Бандеромобіль приїхав.
So it's nice to see your guys' money doing something good. At this very second, I can't tell you which city this car is going to with the troops, but at this very second, all of your donations is going to the front line, and hopefully it will save some lives. You know, when we're putting together these medical kits for Mist or for Razum, you know that the next time someone opens those things, it's going to be on a battlefield, and it's going to save someone's life. So for those who have donated money, you know, maybe you don't understand the massive effect it has, but you are saving lives. And so that's why I find it very appropriate to be transparent, to give you guys as much information as possible, so then that way you know that what you're doing is great. Now we're still taking donations because the town, they still have soldiers, they still need gear. So if you want to go ahead and donate, I'll put the link in the description below. We do it on Venmo, or you can go to razum.com or Razum for Ukraine and donate that way. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Be sure to follow me, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.